Welcome to Act 2 of Paging Dr. Chutzpah.
The upstairs door opens, and Lester carries Bonnie over the threshold, turning on the office lights. There are packing boxes all along the wall. Bonnie wears a long coat, as does Lester. He struggles to carry her, looks for a place to lay her safely, still trying to keep the tune going. He finally finds her on the couch. 3 weeks later.
Sex is great. Who would have thought that the day I came into the office to see you to ask for help with my relationship with the weak Herman Spritzer, that what I was really searching for was E pluribus unum, you, my husband.
Husband. Yeah.
I'm a woman now. I'm a completely fulfilled woman with all the foibles and ramifications that come with being a completely fulfilled woman. 3 weeks ago, I was a girl, an inexperienced girl, and now I'm a woman. I'm a
Completely fulfilled woman. We have heard it.
And a married woman at that. Oh, this is all happening so fast. Such a whirlwind. I feel so different. I feel lighter, like my hymen weighed 42 pounds.
At least.
I have never felt such pleasure in all my life. It was delicious. Sex is great. The penis is a smorgasbord. There's so many different ways of serving it. I want you to know, Lester Oronofsky, that my wedding night was so perfect, I could live it over and over with you 1,000 times more. I just realized I'm Mrs. Bonnie Olivia Bobonnie Oronofsky.
Slides like right off the tongue. Your initials are Bobo.
Oh, life can be grand if you're with the right person, and if the sex is great. And the sex is great. Nothing can keep you from being happy.
But Bonnie?
Do you doubt it? Do you question it, my love? Because I am absolutely certain that when you married the old-fashioned, sexy, body to die for, and very shy Bonnie Bobonnie, that it was the right decision. Do you know why?
Because sex is great?
No, silly. Because I had the papers drawn up professionally.
She opens her bag and takes out a little document. Hands them to her.
Papers.
To solidify our agreement. A prenuptial.
But we're already married.
Then a postnuptial. Of course, you can have your people take a look, but it's pretty standard. I had a friend of mine in manuscript send me a microfiche, microfilm, microforms, microreproduction, microprint copy of a standard form.
You have papers drawn.
And it clearly says how happy we are. Why shouldn't we be? Sex, 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 sex. Why did I wait so long? Of course, I know why I waited so long. Because I wanted a strong man with character, family values, and passion, and I got it. In Dr. Lester Oronofsky, I got it. I got it 4 times a day in the last 21 days. Sex is great.
So in the event our marriage ends, you will be getting the Bonnie Bobonnie Jaguar and Mercedes.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I'm telling you, this was meant to be. Now come on over here and let's see that oversized book of yours. Come on.
Reluctantly, he throws off his coat and wears a Hawaiian shirt and shorts. She slowly removes her jacket and wears some sexy S&M outfit. As he approaches and looks at her, he breaks down.
Oh my God. I never should have taken you into my private room at the end of the hall with the view of Central Park. We've done a terrible thing. I've turned you into a slut.
No, I had a slut outfit on yesterday. This is S&M.
Terrible, terrible thing.
Maybe kinky, but not terrible. You regret me in the black boots and you being tied to a bed frame helplessly.
No, yes, no. I love you, but...
Oh, good, because it's right there in the postnup.
It is?
Page 4, paragraph 9, line 2, last sentence.
Walter, right. We pledge our love, and twice a week you put on black boots, and I get tied to the bed frame helplessly. What have I created? What have I done?
He faces the wall as he did earlier.
You're facing a wall, Lester.
I'm listening intently. Boy, you're not a virgin anymore.
Well, I'm not walking this way because we sat on the beach for 3 weeks.
I took a princess and I turned her into a girl off the streets. Has that ever been done before?
Lester, you opened my eyes to the world, to life. You opened them like a big, giant card catalog right before we switched over to computers.
Don't worry sick about you.
We don't have to talk about him.
He'll never forgive me. I soiled you. He'll hate me.
He wasn't ready for a woman like me. Caveat emptor, it was you who I needed. And I will be yours forever, my dear. Check the contract. Check the contract.
Words, just words. I should make an appointment with Dr. Spottingsworth immediately.
Why?
He's the coroner. Herman is going to kill me.
You're such an innocent soul, Lester. Look, if I was in trouble for kidnapped or carrying some social disease for a mild case of syphilis, I get it. But everything is fine. We're lovers, Lester. Husband and wife. And Herman is just going to have to deal with it post-haste.
Do you realize what we did? It's a shonda. You have no conscience about it. I got you to run off with me. To lose your virginity to me. I turned you into the hot vixen you stand before me now without any regard or care for the one boy who is I've surely broken Herman's heart.
I will talk to Herman.
You will? How?
I can talk to him now. I can handle it. I'm not the unassuming librarian who walked in here 3 weeks ago. I'm the head librarian. Look at me. I'm dynamite. You gave me this, Lester. Confidence and strength. And you gave me at least 300 orgasms, 4 of which I think I'm still coming down from.
He called me Jesus.
Giving myself to you was the smartest thing I've ever done, besides majoring in Latin studies.
There you go. You're really going to tell her.
Post hoc. There's nothing to worry about, my little slave.
Nothing, huh? But you called me Herman. While I was making love to you, you called me Herman.
Slip of the tongue, dear.
And who is Jerome?
The guy who works the reference desk.
And Tiff?
When you're a virgin, as long as I've been, you have a lot of fantasies, okay? Reading in the library all the time, scouring shelf for stories of love and devotion, long lost and once hopeful of. But when I walked in and you swept me off my feet.
That's my point. I swept you. I swept you. You were my conquest.
I was your destiny. I don't for a second regret allowing you to kiss, fondle, grope, cajole, penetrate, lick, palm, stroke, tongue, and manipulate me with your big toe. Now Herman is going to accept our relationship. It's a quid pro quo. We agree. Check the contract.
I've got to call Carl.
You don't regret our life decision, do you, Lester?
No, of course not. We agreed to this.
Lester reaches outside the door and pulls in empty boxes.
We'll start packing at once.
Oh, who would think the world-famous Dr. Lester Oronofsky would be giving up his practice of psychiatry for me?
Yeah, who would think?
Our new life. Quantosius, quantotius.
They start to fill the boxes when Lester notices his desk has been broken into and is empty. He panics.
Oh my God. My desk, my notes, my article for the American Journal of Psychiatry on my patient Kitty Gypsy. They're missing, gone.
Oh, darling, it doesn't matter.
They've been stolen.
I'm finished with that life now. You have me. And my extraordinary new collection of Hawaiian whips, handcuffs, blindfolds, and the electric male G-spot stimulator.
Don't have time for that now, Bonnie. You don't understand. I need this article to be published. It's been a long time for me out of the spotlight, and we can't live on a librarian's salary. Not one dressed like you.
I just thought you were making a clean break to be with me. Besides, who would take your silly nose?
Bonnie takes the box and exits through the private door. Myrna enters in the catsuit with Kitty Moore at the top.
Oh, boy.
Now that's a new outfit, Miss Jorgenson.
She sits at his feet and purrs like a cat, and he pets her head.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Miss Jorgenson, I do not have time for this, even if I knew what this was. Now, I do not have time for this. I am leaving psychiatry. I will publish one more piece and spend the rest of my life screwing Bobonnie.
Bonnie enters. Myrna takes one look and attacks Bonnie, hissing.
Hi, Myrna. Oh my God, Lester, your secretary needs to be declawed.
Someone has broken into my desk.
Myrna strikes Bonnie again.
No, seriously, she's rabid.
Do you have any idea what happened to the Kitty files, Miss Jorgenson? My notes are essential. I'm nothing without them. Please, come here. I'll buy you catnip. No, jeez, what does she want from me?
She wants to seduce you, Lester, and O'Donovan.
Oh, no, Miss Jorgenson?
Myrna goes under the desk and does something to Lester.
Oh.
He half grins, then snaps out of it.
We don't have time for these games now. We're packing the office.
I think she likes you, Lester.
Darling, things are complicated enough with you and Herman and my missing notes. Let's not drag the only person around here who is holding my practice together into this.
Myrna takes a tail from her costume and whips Bonnie.
Hey! You don't have a practice anymore, Lester. Your practice is closed, and your notes don't matter, so let's just pack this place up and get back to the fantastic sex we've been having.
She exits with more boxes.
You're right, Bonnie. Let's just get out of here and get right back into bed with the whips, handcuffs, blindfolds, and that incredibly painful male G-spot stimulator.
Herman enters. He notices Myrna scurrying off like a cat.
Hi, Myrna.
His head is low. He goes straight to the desk and drops his head.
Never again. Things will never be the same again. Someone should just come in here and force feed me leeches to eat out my intestines. Did I just say someone should just come in here and force feed me leeches to eat out my intestines? That is too kind. Oh, Dr. Herman Spritzer. What a joke. Doctor! I'm not fit to be a doctor. Or a man. After this. After falling for this. And I trusted you! Well, the truth is worse than reality, isn't it? Goodbye, life.
He opens the desk drawer, sticks his head into it, and tries to kill himself.
Herman!
Hello, Uncle Creep.
Herman, my sweet nephew.
Ha! Nephew! Nephew is a stupid word. Excuse me.
He takes the stapler and tries to staple his chest to death. It's empty. Lester takes it from him, and he finally locks eyes with Bonnie Bobonnie.
Bonnie B,
Herman S.
there's something different.
It's my tits, Herman. They've been set free by Uncle Lester, free to fly, to fill my lungs with air, and to fulfill my obligations as a woman ad nauseum. How have you been?
Horny. Excuse me.
Herman takes the phone cord and tries to choke himself. Lester wrestles it away.
No!
Let me die! Let me die!
Herman, no!
Lester tries to free Herman, but inadvertently chokes.
You're killing me! You left me a message. Do you remember what that message was, my dear Unc Les? It was that my darling fiancée, the love of my life, the only woman that I ever wanted, my Bonnie Bobonnie, had run off.
Well, good, you got the message.
I got the message. The message was you no longer wish to marry me, and I should not even try to contact you. Then Myrna told me that you were at some speaking engagement in Hawaii. Bonnie was missing. You were missing. I phoned, and do you know what I found out?
Whether in Hawaii is perfect this time of year?
You were booked into the honeymoon suite at the Koala Walla Hilton. I asked to speak with you, but they said you and Mrs. Oronofsky were in the pool.
We weren't in the pool, Herman. We were probably in an elevator fucking.
Herman, Bonnie was going to tell you everything herself. As soon as I took all of these boxes out and you couldn't punch me. Look how she's grown. How she's matured. It's all good. Check out the tatas.
Herman has to restrain himself from attacking Lester.
I should kill you. I should kill you both. Right now.
I swear we didn't want to hurt you. It all happened so fast. We had to run off together for an emergency speaking engagement that was actually a complete and utter lie to cover our emergency copulation.
It was an emergency.
I waited a long time for you, Herman.
Together we ended her virginity. We didn't plan on it, but damn if it wasn't incredibly good.
Sex is great. Herman, you should try it.
I was going to. With you.
Herman, please, why would you want to kill yourself? I mean, look how she's evolved. It's all good. Check out the ass.
It was my job to take her virginity, you coward. You stole my wife!
I did not steal your wife, Herman. I stole your fiancée. We fell in love.
You seduced my Bobonnie, you boat bastard!
He jumps over the desk, strangling Lester. Bonnie reaches into her bag and pulls out a whip and strikes the desk, which scares both men into retreating.
Now, I want both of you to be on your best behavior, or Mistress Bonnie is going to have to lay down the law.
How did you do to her? Oh, this has Lester Oronofsky's handprints all over it. I could probably dust your ass and find his prints, just like all the others.
What do you know, Herman?
The rumor is rampant that you sleep with your patients, that you run off with other people's fiancés, and that there is absolutely nothing in your office that a human being can kill himself with.
Who would spread such a rumor rampant?
I spread the rumor rampant. The second I hung up the phone from the Koala Walla Hilton.
Lester, is this true you slept with patients?
No, absolutely not. Who told you that? Shit.
Don't blame Myrna. She was doing what she thought was right to save your practice.
There's nothing wrong with my practice.
You're losing patients because you sleep with them. That's a problem.
Bonnie, that was all in the past. Way before you and I were married, a long time ago. Are there 168 hours in a week? Thank you.
I'm going to have to think about this, Lester. This is a lot to comprehend.
You ain't heard nothing yet.
Bonnie grabs and puts on her coat.
Do you know how worried I was about you? I tried to hire a private eye to track you down, but he wouldn't take the job. He thinks I made up the name Bobonnie.
Is that why you're trying to kill yourself, Herman, over my tight ass and incredibly well-balanced rack?
That's just the beginning. Why did you leave me like that? What did I do wrong, my sweet, old-fashioned Bobonnie?
Bobo.
What?
Mrs. Bonnie Olivia Bobonnie Oronofsky. We like to call me Bobo for short.
You were supposed to be a Spritzer. Spritzer! Bonnie Olivia Bobonnie Spritzer! Boss!
I just got tired of hearing how wonderful Lester was. You got me thinking, if Lester Oronofsky is such a great Yeshua, why shouldn't he just be my first?
Because I loved you.
I loved you, Herman.
Do you see what you did, Uncle Lester? How many other lives have you ruined just to be New York's top psychiatrist? You know, it's not worth me killing myself over this. It's more fun to watch you sweat.
What are you alluding to, Herman?
After I got your message about Bonnie, I begged Myrna to let me see patients. But it seems your roster of repeat clients has dwindled since you like to sleep with most of them. So, since I screwed up my interview with you earlier, and with nothing to do here, I went home, cracked open my books from school, and I studied. By the way, you were right. Telling patients to murder people is not in any of the books. I studied day and night, didn't eat or sleep. I did everything I could not to think of Bobonnie. Mom came into the room and saw me there, tears streaming down my face. She told me there was something I needed to know. Your sister is not my real mother, is she?
Come on, Bonnie, let's get these boxes out of here.
She adopted me. My real mother died when I was born.
Bonnie, will you excuse us, please?
Bonnie starts to go.
Okay.
No, she should stay.
Bonnie turns back.
Okay.
My mom, my adopted mom, your sister, told me stories over the years about you. I never wanted to believe most of them. I always looked up to you. The whole family looked up to you like a god, the great Lester Oronofsky, his published papers, his speaking engagements. But Mom knew things. She said you were a philanderer. She said you only ever loved one person, yourself. And then I heard the truth just a few days ago. Oh, you were too involved with your patients, I suppose, and your writings to care about me. I can't even look at you in those stupid shorts and socks with sandals.
My family's part Swedish.
You're my father! The great Lester Oronofsky is my daddy!
Finally, you can have a family now, Lester.
Lester, say something. Someone say something. Anyone.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. Oh, Dr.
session notes are nowhere to be found.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, babe.
That would be great for a follow-up article.
Is this woman a patient of yours and she's pregnant? Do you know anything about this?
No. Yes? No? Do I? No. She's the only patient I haven't slept with. This is perfect. We'll have a few more sessions. We'll continue your analysis straight through to the birth.
You're a genius, doctor. I feel so much better since I started seeing you. I quit my job as a stripper. Quit, just like that. Well, after one last $500 lap dance and a little extra work in the alley out back. And I'm taking unaccredited courses online. I'm saving my money. I'm going to open a dance studio downtown. Kitty Cats! Isn't that a great name? Oh, Myrna! Oh, you're shedding. I brought you all my old outfits like I promised. Slutty schoolgirl, slutty sailor girl, and oh, my favorite, slutty girl. Hang on. Excuse me.
Morning, sickness. I need you to find the papers that were in my desk, Miss Jorgenson.
Don't bother. You'll never write that article.
What do you mean?
You can't. The world's most imperfect psychiatrist is clearly in need of rational emotive therapy.
No. You're not going to diagnose me, you little putz. Come in here, shake things up. Upset my wife, threatened my career. You've barely been practicing a month. And most of your patients would be murderers if I let you near them.
This type of therapy, rational emotive, was created by Albert Ellis, who himself defines rational emotive therapy as a humanistic, action-oriented approach to emotional growth, which emphasizes individuals' capacity for creating their own emotions.
Oh, that's good.
What do you know?
I was a single virgin working in a library. Do you know how much free time I had to read the Biobehavioral Science Reference Dictionary?
You simply do not have the ability to change and overcome the past by focusing on the present. You sleep with patients because you are inherently unhappy. Stealing Bonnie from me, giving up fatherhood in only 8 days, who knows what you're capable of?
Okay, I couldn't deal with giving you up, Herman. That's what I couldn't deal with. I raised you those first 8 days. I raised you. I held you.
You lasted only 8 days.
He shit a lot. And I was very young and by myself, changing your fakakta diapers, feeding you, loving you. And you reminded me so much of your mother. It became too much. Carl thought I should give you up for adoption, but I wanted you to be brought up in a Jewish home with tradition and Yiddishka. And I kept having nightmares you'd wind up with Angelina Jolie. So I asked my sister to take you. So many times I regretted it. Always wanting to call you up and to tell you I am your father, Papa, Abba. But I'm chicken. I'm not Jesus or Yeshua. I'm a schnorrer. I was a mean, empty shell of a man. But now, I accept who I am. I look in the mirror and I'm okay with it.
Really?
Yes. No.
Ernest T. Culpepper, is that you?
Oh, howdy. What are you doing here?
Investigating the results of socioeconomic parapsychological impressions forced upon me by nature and nurture, leading to a possible psychosis or subjective manifestation that I might have. You?
Ditto.
I never thought I'd see you again, Ernest.
What are the odds?
What are you talking about? That's my son, Herman Spritzer. You two know each other?
It's totally embarrassing.
He came into the champagne room at the Cheetahs Club on West 23rd.
I know that place. I was there circa 2 months ago. They have a discount buffet for librarians. What were you doing there, Herman?
Herman was my last $500 lap dance and extra work in the alley. He knocked me up.
Oh, Herman, it could have been me.
But you wouldn't sleep with me.
My own nephew/son taking a stripper into an alley and impregnating her. I wonder if I could spin that into a lecture series.
How do you know I'm the father, Katie?
I'm going to run a DNA sample off that 20% difference that you shoved in your face. It was so uncouth. I should have waited for someone to pay the full price, but I needed the money. It's very expensive to see you.
How many coupons are you testing?
Hey! Just because I'm a stripper doesn't mean I've slept with every Tom, Dick, or Harry that comes into the club. I don't even know anyone named Tom. Besides, you have set me on the path to emotional and creative freedom. I spoke with my dad and his business associates, and they're investing in my studio. Now, can you please set up an appointment to talk, Doctor?
Why don't you set up an appointment with Herman, Kitty? This office is all his now.
Mine?
You can be the successful psychiatrist you've always dreamed about, the Herman Spritzer Tower. Bonnie and I are off to live in Hawaii, where she spent her first night feeling the pleasures of a man. Technically, you were supposed to be that man, but still, great view.
That can't be this cruel.
I have love now, and if you have love, you don't need anything else. You don't need psychiatry when you have love. Just ask Tom Cruise. I can't get back the time I lost with you, Herman. I can only live in the present, and I never thought about psychiatry once when I was in the Kuala Walla Hilton eating poi off the naked breasts of Bobonnie.
Those were supposed to be my breasts, not his.
And that baby was supposed to be my baby, not yours.
I hate you. I can't believe I said it. I hate you. Hate Uncle Lester. I hate my father. You sleep with your patients. You use people. I have no choice as part of my Hippocratic oath but to turn you into the American Medical Association.
I don't care if you report me to entertainment tonight. I'm finally normal. I've reached normalcy, the enemy of psychiatric medicine. No stress, no issues, no worries. I am not tempted by other women. I cannot in good faith now treat other people who use me as a crutch when I myself know that love conquers all. Oh, and that sex without love can only lead to trouble. I use my body when and how I want to. And there is nothing wrong with me now. I have love. I have family.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Mr. Spawn.
Although you have sexually awakened me, I have been emotionally violated by you.
That's a clear case for mnemonics. Mnemonics are simply memory aids, anything you do to help you remember something. Like the phrase, Emma has a dilemma, in order to remember how to correctly spell dilemma. You need one of those to remember that when you think of Lester, you won't be thinking of the man you thought he was, but you'll be thinking of the creep he is in real life.
Like Lester the molester?
Hey!
I still get those nervous butterflies, you know? Whenever I walk past a building that has bad rap music playing, I immediately look for a pole.
That's echoic memory.
He's right. Go on, Herman.
Defined as very brief sensory memory of some auditory stimuli. There's a part of you that still sees herself as the little girl never making daddy proud.
Yeah. Herman, you're very good at this.
An incredible off-the-cuff diagnosis.
Where's Myrna? Myrna? You have a case of dissociative fugue. The disorder in which a patient suffers a bout of amnesia and flees their home and identity. They may also assume the identities of people they have previously come into contact with. In your case, you are assuming the identities and personalities of the doctor's patients you see every day. That's not healthy.
I feel so much better just knowing.
Amazing, Herman. I can barely respond. Those are brilliant evaluations. Your diagnostic technique is far beyond anything I've ever been capable of. It's amazing. Your talent actually surpasses my own.
I miss you, Bobby. I missed you so much I got a stripper pregnant. That says a lot.
Herman, I'm not the same.
Point taken.
We've changed. I'm not the girl you knew. A complete ad hominem, but I'll never forget our time together.
You mean before you boffed my dad?
I'm now officially Bonnie Olivia Bobonnie Oronofsky Bobonnie. Bob. It's over. Lester, you understand?
Yes. Oh. Yes.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to find someone more stable, reliable, more my type. You might not remember me, but we met at the Cheetahs Club on West 23rd. I was a virgin and you taught me how to swing on a pole.
Yeah, you look familiar. It's so hard to see in there with those red strobe lights. But you reminded me of my friend June. She was so hot.
I know the feeling. I'm one hot, sexy mofo with giant melons and a perfect tuchus.
And I'm going to be the first woman choreographer to have a baby and win the Tony Award.
No, you won't.
Who was also a stripper?
Do you like S&M?
Who doesn't? Come on, let's go to the buffet and talk. Oh, I'm going to make an appointment with Myrna to see you, Herman. Especially once my dad's business associates start to come to me. You're a damn good psychiatrist.
Thanks.
Herman is going to be better than his old man.
Thanks.
Oh, and you will be hearing from my lawyer, Carl, child support.
And you'll be hearing from my lawyer, Carl. Joint custody.
I hope you find the notes for your article, Lester.
You must introduce me to Carl. I'm getting a divorce. Say, Tiff, have you ever been to the Kuala Walla Hilton?
Well, I suppose Hawaii with her is out of the question now.
I suppose. I picked the lock.
What?
Your desk. I broke into your desk and stole your notes.
I should report you to the AMA.
I wrote the article under my own name.
Herman, what about my dream of being published again and regaining my position as New York's top psychiatrist? I needed this.
The American Journal of Psychiatry said it was the best thing they've read in years. It reminded them of a young Lester Oronofsky.
Me.
It's something that will change the direction of my career. Not that I have one.
You will, Herman. You will. I'll see to it. You can't let other people make decisions that go against who you are. You are a psychiatrist. This is your destiny. Besides, you inadvertently knew the subject very intimately. The patient in the article you wrote about is Kitty Gypsy, the mother of your child.
I used a different name.
I changed it so I wouldn't disgrace her stripping name. That's why I called her Edith Lipschitz. Herman, it's clear the son has eclipsed the father. I suppose that's the way it should be. One Oronofsky above another.
I am an Oronofsky.
You are, Herman.
And I've reached my goal.
After a beat, Lester goes to him and takes his notepad, writes, then hands it back.
I'm Corey.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'll have Miss Jorgenson make an appointment for me to see Dr. Baxter more than twice a week.
I'd recommend 4 times.
4 times.
Herman opens the door to go as Lester moves to his desk.
Oh, by the way, my attorney Carl sent back your contract. It's ready for me to sign.
You don't have to do that.
I can't have a practice without the best doctor I know sharing the office, can I?
The best? You think I could really be a good psychiatrist one day? I mean, not a Lester Oronofsky type, but on my own. So that when I look in the mirror, I'm okay with what I see.
Just don't listen to a single thing I say, son.
Herman motions and Lester signs the contract. Then Herman walks over and signs it.
Oronofsky and Oronofsky.
Spritzer and Oronofsky.
Oronofsky and Spritzer.
Spritzer and Oronofsky.
Lester crosses to the sofa, face squashed down like at the start, exhausted. Beat. Myrna enters. She's dressed normal, but he's never seen her.
Never again. Never again.
Myrna stares at him. He sits up. Her demeanor has changed, and he notices.
Dr. Oronofsky?
Herman is permanently joining us, and I was just saying never again, and if I don't treat that boy like a son that I love more than anything in this life, I want you to poke
She takes
my...
his hand and he leaves. She starts for the door.
Are we going to have that talk about the office staff now?
No. We are going to have that talk about us now.
Us. There is no us, Miss Jorgenson. Myrna, there is no us. I'm the doctor, you are the office staff, Myrna.
Lester, I've spoken to Dr. Baxter.
Yes, I promised Herman I would see her 4 times a week.
Not for Herman, for us.
Again, with the us.
Couples therapy. We start immediately.
Couples therapy? What are you talking about, Myrna? I never even had the chutzpah to ask you out.
She smiles broadly and exits. Lights slowly fade. Curtain.